Plans to redevelop the Mill Hall will be paused. Hurrah! The Mill Hall is safe. Really? No, not really. You may have received one of these expensive-looking leaflets from the Rayleigh Conservatives entitled Conservatives Listen on the Mill Hall. Do they indeed? Well, let's see. This leaflet claims, it says, Rochford District Council's engagement with its residents. What engagement? Well, they had webinars, which were an absolute joke. 45 minutes of presentations read off of websites, and then when we asked questions, which were they cherry-picked, they didn't even let us ask the most pertinent questions. They cherry-picked simple questions about parking and trees and stuff, and then even in response to those, they just read off the website. So this public engagement's been an absolute joke. It says Rochford District Council's engagement with its residents on proposals to build a new community centre and demolish the existing Mill Hall has now closed. Yeah, that's deception straight off in that opening statement there, because what are they omitting to mention there? They're saying these proposals to build a new community centre? Yeah, those aren't the proposals, are they? The proposals are to demolish our Mill Hall and replace it with blocks of 4-storey flats which run from the opening of Rayleigh Mount, the entrance to Rayleigh Mount, all the way up to Rayleigh Windmill. So we'll have 4-storey flats, blocks of flats overlooking the windmill and overlooking Rayleigh Mount, ruining both. But they don't mention that there, do they? That's convenient. You know, they make it sound like they're doing us a favour. We're building you a new community centre. Aren't we good? Yeah, the community centre that they're proposing to build is very much an afterthought and will be unsuitable for many of the events currently held at the Mill Hall. But anyway, there's other videos about that. So yes, it says it's become evident from feedback that the plans in their current form are not acceptable to some Rayleigh residents. I would say they're not acceptable to the majority of Rayleigh residents who know about them. There's a lot of people who still don't know about these plans, but the response has been overwhelmingly negative and in opposition to these plans. But it's saying, accordingly, Rayleigh Conservatives have confirmed they do not wish to support the current proposals. Okay, well, these were Conservative-created proposals voted on by Conservatives, in favour of by the Conservatives, but now Rayleigh Conservatives are saying we no longer support these. Okay, all of a sudden, I'm sure the fact that it's coming up to a local election, I'm sure that's just a coincidence, you know. But he goes on to say, as a result, plans to redevelop the site will be paused. Will they? Will they? Says who? Rayleigh Conservatives do not have the authority or power to make such a claim and deliver on such a claim. Only Rochford District Council can pause these plans, and they can't make any decisions or publicise any decisions they've made until after the elections. Yet Rayleigh Conservatives are saying that the plans will be paused. Well, that's a blatant lie, isn't it? They can't say that. Surely that goes against some election rules there, doesn't it? Putting out leaflets with blatant lies just before an election. It says, while review takes place and new proposals are brought back for consideration by the autumn. Well, the current proposals aren't due to be voted on in finality until October anyway, so nothing has changed. This leaflet changes nothing. It's just propaganda and lies. Even if you're a staunch Conservative voter, surely you're not going to fall for blatant lies, are you? I mean, they're hoping you will. Because the only reason they've released this leaflet and released it now, days before the local elections, is because they are rattled. Because of the Save the Mill Hall campaign, they rightly believe they're going to lose votes and possibly councillors over it. And I hope they do, because there's been no consultation with the community asking if we want our Mill Hall demolished and replaced with flats and a smaller hall. The public engagement's been an absolute joke. And yeah, so they are rattled, and that is the only reason they've released this blatant, desperate electioneering. They're hoping to manipulate you, so you read that and think, oh, the plans have been paused. Oh, well, we can vote Conservative then, can't we? And everything will be fine. No, it won't be fine. As we've seen, if you give them a majority, they take from the community. We've already got so many flats going up in Rayleigh as it is. There's flats being built behind M&S. There's flats being proposed to be built behind Superdrug. Part of these proposals are also to build blocks of 4-storey flats along Webster's Way, the top of Webster's Way, up until the corner of Bull Lane, which will be an accident nightmare waiting to happen, because it will restrict traffic view of vehicles and pedestrians crossing from Bull Lane and coming out of Bull Lane. And also these 4-storey blocks of flats will loom over and overlook houses in Highfield Crescent. And Rochford District Council haven't even had the decency to contact people who live in Highfield Crescent and tell them, well, these plans mean that you're going to be overlooked by blocks of 4-storey flats. But that's what they're proposing. As I say, you give them a majority, they take from the community. This will increase the traffic around Rayleigh, which will increase pollution in the air. But they don't care about that. It's all about that, isn't it? So please do not fall for this propaganda. This changes nothing. Plans have not and will not be paused unless we hear that from Rochford District Council themselves. So Rayleigh Conservatives are being completely dishonest, and this is blatant, desperate electioneering. Please do not fall for it. This changes nothing. Plans are still going ahead. I know you, the community, the country, in fact the world, have had to change their plans due to the pandemic and the financial crisis that has come about because of the pandemic, but Rochford District Council don't seem to believe they have to change their plans at all. In fact, they're ploughing ahead with it and using the pandemic as a cover to avoid proper public consultation and scrutiny by rushing it through during a pandemic. And not only that, they've spent almost £750,000 of taxpayers' money investigating how they can build themselves new plush offices and demolish our Mill Hall and replace it with flats. What a waste of money. That could have been spent on refurbishing the Mill Hall. There are plenty of other community projects, but as I say, it's all about that, isn't it? And not only that, they've also recently voted to increase our council tax by the maximum amount allowed. So like I say, if you give the Conservatives a majority, they take from the community. So please do not believe this. Don't believe the tripe. And let's continue to fight and save the Mill Hall. Please go to savemillhall.org and continue to sign and share the petition. And for those of you who have supported us so far, thank you very much. You're doing a great job in handing out leaflets, giving out leaflets and signing the petition and stuff. Thanks for your support, and hopefully we will have some good news about the stopping of these proposals, but this is not it. So please do not believe this, and let's save the Mill Hall. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Speak to you again soon, hopefully with some good news. Okay, cheers. Thank you.